Hello everybody, it's Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So before we get started on the question, a little update on what's been happening with me. Some of you will know that I have published another tarot book. I initially published Learn Tarot, Learn the Cards and How to Read Them. And then a week or two ago I published my book on basically tarot horoscopes. Tarot readings for the star signs for 2021. Links to both books are in the description box. But I want to say thank you so much to everybody that's bought copies of them. They're available on Amazon on the Kindle for you to buy, and some of you have gone ahead and done it. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. And I'm especially grateful to the person that gave me a 5-star review. I'm a 5-star author on Amazon. They left me a glowing review, whoever you are, and I am very, very grateful, so thank you. I hope the rest of you get the opportunity to go ahead and get your own copy and find out exactly what's going to be happening to you in 2021 for every month for your sun, moon or ascendant sign. So I enjoyed writing about tarot so much that I decided I wanted to carry on, but I wasn't sure exactly what to do. I don't have an idea for another book. Well, not yet. So I decided I'd start a blog. So I've put the link to the blog in the description box as well, in case any of you enjoy reading blog posts about tarot reading. It's mainly I've only just started at the time of me recording this video. This is a timeless video, so if this is somewhat in the future, go back and check it. There might be a collection of blog posts for you to devour, but I'm just going to be doing actual tarot readings that are not to do with pick a card obviously, but other stuff. So I actually did one on the presidential election for November and December to see what energies I could pick up, so that might be of interest to some of my American audience. You can go ahead and leave a comment on there and let me know what you think, and if there's any suggestions on situations in the world that you'd like me to do a bit of a tarot reading on, I will do that if I can. So let's move on. That's my bit of an update. I've got a new blog, my new books are doing okay, and I would like you to enjoy all three. But today I thought it would be a good idea, because we've just had the autumn equinox, to do a video on the rest of 2020, because boy, the first 3 quarters of the year have been quite unusual for us all. I mean, had we any idea back in March that this was how the year was going to pan out? It's sort of effectively been 6 months that we've had coronavirus in our lives and lockdowns and no travel, no real communication. I mean, here in England, I don't know what your lockdown rules have been in the area of the world that you live in, but here in the UK, I haven't really been able to see most of my family, some of my siblings. I haven't really seen them very much compared to what I normally would. It's just online talking and that kind of communication, and there's just been no travel whatsoever, because no one, very few people can travel abroad, and if you do get there, you're sort of in quarantine. And so never mind, if some of you have been desperate to find love and have some sort of wonderful love life. Here in the UK, if you're not in a committed relationship, you're sort of on a starvation diet. So it's been unusual, and I thought it would be a great time to actually have a look to see what the rest of the year holds for you. So that's what I've done. We're going to look at what energies have gone out of your life now, and what energies are coming in, and situations and so on. So I've set out 3 readings. We've got number 1, which is the heart, number 2, which is the tower, and number 3, which is the child. So I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, relax, feel at peace and at calm. Don't let any expectations, desires or fears enter your consciousness as you try to get in a good meditative state to make your choice. When you do feel in the right mood, go ahead, make your choice. Trust your instincts, don't doubt yourself, don't overthink it. If you need a bit more time to do that, then please press pause, because I am now moving on to the readings. Okay, those of you that chose number 1, the heart. Let's see what the rest of 2020 holds for like the last 3 months. Right, let me get this in order. Right, so these 3 cards are the energies that have left you now. It's passing out of your life. If it's not completely gone, it's just in the last stages of leaving you. Maybe there's a last couple of things to resolve before you can completely close the door on this situation. So this can be energies, an actual situation in your life, or anything. You just take what resonates and apply it to your particular life. So we've got the Moon, the Fool, and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so I think what 2020 so far has delivered to you, and you've learnt the lesson, you've completed the karma, say, is that you are meant to get deep within your psyche, within your subconscious, and deal with the stuff that's there. So if there's been things, from your deep past, or due to relationships or events, or things not going the way you planned them to, you are meant to dig deep inside there, find them, and deal with them, like remove blocks. So if you've had blockages to finding love, or finding a good career, or finding a spiritual development, or dealing with, as I say, issues from your past, you are meant to use this time during lockdown, I think I read it, as to deal with all that crap and get rid of it. And you have. Well done. Because what you were meant to do was go in, find out what you really wanted, what you didn't want to have to deal with anymore, deal with the things that keep coming out of nowhere and causing you to sabotage good potential relationships, or jobs, or financial opportunities, or spiritual development. And you've got rid of it, and you've gone on a brand new path. You've got onto a new way of thinking, so you've left behind unhelpful, unhealthy habits. You've got out of old, dated, outmoded ways of thinking. You've let go of, poor lifestyle choices, bad relationships. You've cut out the bad people in your life that were just fun to be around, but perhaps not on your wavelength, really. And you've gone off on a new journey. This feels like a very spiritual journey. But for some of you, it can be a literal one. Maybe you've got a new job. Maybe you were forced out of your old job, like a lot of people have, unfortunately. And you're now on a new path that's going to be more in line with who you are. You're moving forward without any fear. The Moon, to me, can tap into those inner fears that wake us up at night or stop us from going to sleep. And we feel helpless in thrall of the problem that they hold. But you've let that go. You've let go of those fears. You've dealt with them. You've confronted them. Maybe for some of you, the worst did happen. The thing that you fought long and hard against happening has happened. And you've picked yourself up and you've gone, okay, I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm going to move forward and do something else. And because you've been battled, you've fought long and hard and won. So I want to say for you, the energies that are leaving you is the fight. You don't have to fight anymore. You've actually done what you were meant to do. You've, as I say, completed the karma. You've overcome the blocks and destroyed them, and there's just a complete thoroughfare now for you to have new opportunities, new love affairs, new careers, new money coming in, whatever it is that you've been trying to create for yourself and haven't been able to. You've done the work and it's now coming to you. So the fight's over. And the deep, dark nights of the soul are over. And this, to me, although it's like saying with the Fool, the energies that are living you, you're embarking on this new journey. You might be a bit further along the new journey than you initially thought. You might think you're right at the beginning of it, but actually you're sort of progressing nicely. But I still do think that a lot of you are starting a new life. So these 3 cards represent the energies that surround you at the moment, at the time of you watching this video, whenever you watch it. So we've got, the Guardian, it's Death, Ancestor, the Hierophant, and the Archers. Okay, so what energies are surrounding you at the moment? Well, they're 3 major arcana, so this is serious stuff. Like I said, you've done the hard work. You've worked really hard on improving yourself, and it feels very much more of a spiritual journey, but you're going to get very real rewards for it. So you're shedding the old, you're getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. You're carrying on this work. There's still things that you need to sort out. There's still those little bits of fears, I think. I think every now and then it just pops into your head, the old energy. And I think a lot of you are going, no, going back into that, no, forget it, no. And pushing it away and sort of moving towards the light. So you're working really hard at that, and I think that is basically coming to an end. It's basically being done. And I think the energies that are surrounding you here, this is talking about being on the tried, tested, true path. It's about Ellen of the Ways. She's a very old British sort of goddess. She was the goddess of sort of the roads, basically, the pathways from one place to another. Because, you know, in a time before like formal roads, when like the country was just completely countryside, you wouldn't have had a motorway and a sat nav and a map to guide you. You just had to recognise the landscape. And so she was the goddess that you turned to ensure that you actually got where you were trying to get to. And so I think that you're being guided in a way, or you're following a tried and tested route to your future. This is why I said that this is sort of in the end, you know what to do now. Even if you've created this pathway yourself, it's fine. What you've done is, I know this works in the past. I know now how to remove the blockages. I know now how to move forward in a new frame of mind, in a new energy. And that's the lesson that you were meant to learn, and you have learnt it, and this is well done. Because you fought long and hard to get where you are. And so now you know what to do, you know the rules to follow, or you know the path to take. And so you're gaining wisdom. And the energy around you is determination. Nothing is going to deter you from what you are aiming at. You have the skills, you have the physical fitness, you have the capability of taking down your prey, whether that is finding your soulmate, your twin flame, finding a new job, finding a better job, pursuing that dream you always wanted to dream. You are focused, and you have been for a while. This is why you've been fighting long and hard to get where you want, even though the road has been long. And that's the energy around you at the moment: determination, faith, and this clearing out energy. So what's ahead of you, you hard worker? You've put so much effort in. I'm really wanting to see lots of rewards here for you. Right, let's have a look. I want that to be on the side. So we've got King of Spring, innovative, inspiring, wise, theatrical. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. An unexpected supporter of your cause. Princess of Summer, gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitations to social events. A compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. And Silver Sisters, time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energy. So, what's going to be happening? I said there's some of you going to have a financial windfall. That's wonderful. Keep focused on that. Keep using your determination. If you're trying to improve your finances, as so many people are at the moment, keep your focus on that. Do what you know works. Build upon it. Get advice. Don't be afraid to find a mentor or a teacher. That could be in the form of buying a book of advice, or finding a blog or a podcast or a YouTube channel to do your research and, get that help. But I'm feeling for a lot of you, you're actually going to be somebody that can be the leader, that you're going to find your own power and being in charge of your own life and your own direction, of finding your way to profitability in life. And that doesn't have to be financial, by the way. You know, profit comes in many forms. And for some of you, making more friends is the profit that you want from your efforts, or to find love. So you keep focusing on that. And there is somebody in your future that you're going to meet that's going to suddenly be there and support you. They're going to say, no, I believe in you. I think that, you know, you're the person I want for this job. Or, you know, I want you to meet this friend of mine. I think you'd really get together. You'd really click. To watch out for somebody who's going to be a real help to you. And keep your eye out and keep yourself open for that financial windfall. So what it really speaks to me for a lot of you, a new relationship or emotional experience, it just speaks to me that you're going to be feeling good about yourself, that you're going to be able to get out there and socialise, but also that I think that you will potentially, for a lot of you, meet someone new. For some of you, that's love. For some of you, that's connected to your career, or that you'll meet a good friend, or somebody connected to your spiritual life. And with all this change, because I feel that you've gone through a really rough patch of dealing, as I say, with this negativity, the part of you that says it's not going to happen, the part of you that has taken a few knocks and a few blows and can't quite believe that it ever actually really happen. You're still going to need to keep that focus, that determination to clear out the energy and to move ahead forward with positivity. I think when it happens, because I think a lot of you could be at risk from sabotaging it yourself because you think, no, it's too good to be true. You know, you don't quite believe it. You know, you've sort of conquered some things, but then it's like you get your rewards and you're like, really? Am I actually, you know, is it really happening? But it is. You're getting new opportunities, you're getting money coming in, you're going to meet someone, I think you're going to come into your own power, and you're going to be able to be the leader of something. You're going to be able to lead the way through a situation or anything. And you must protect yourself, because as the other thing is, haters are going to hate. If you are doing really, really well and have attracted the right attention from the right people in order to progress forward, there's going to be some people that are jealous, to be blunt, and you don't want them dragging you down or ruining your opportunities. So you know, when you've got people that perhaps putting a bit of a dampener on it, or they're being a bit jealous or a bit negative, you've just got to let them go and just sort of say, no, they're not raining on my parade. They're not stopping the good coming through for me. I've worked too long and hard for it. I've deserved my rewards and I'm going to have them, you know. So, I mean, that does speak to me that you're going to do so well that there's going to be some people that are being a bit, you know, jealous and spiteful, but you need to protect yourself from it. And I think you can. You're a fighter. You're work hard and fight hard and have somewhere to be. So when you get there, don't let anyone drag you down, or don't let anybody from your past try and drag you back into where you were. You've worked long and hard to move on, and that's important, and you stick to it. So this card represents how you're going to start 2021. So this is sort of like the new year, the very beginning of January. King of Wands again. So it's basically the same message. You're going to be in your own power. You're going to be feeling confident, capable, in charge, that your plan is working, that you know what you're doing, and that you know that you're full of fire and energy and confidence. And that just speaks to me that you've gone from this to this by the end of the year. Gone from this person howling at the moon, not sure, enthralled to the deepest, darkest part of themselves, and then you're gone from the moon to the sun, moon to the light. So well done, you. You really deserve all the rewards that are guaranteed to come to you. So that's your reading, those of you that chose number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you left me a comment and let me know how this reading resonated with you. Does it make any sense? I hope so. But you take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose number 2, the Tower. Your timestamp is 2020, by the way, you will have noticed. Let me get these cards in the right order. So, what I want to look at first, these cards represent what's happened so far for you, the energies that are leaving. So these are things that should seem familiar to you. There are events that have happened, energies that have been in your life, situations you've felt like have impacted you greatly over the previous 9 months of the year. So the good news is that this is gone now. It's left your life. You've completed the karma. You've learnt the lesson. And you've, dealt with the situation. So if it's still here a little bit for you, don't worry, it's just the last bit of residual energy and the last couple of things that maybe you need to finish off and deadlines you need to hit before it's completely gone. So we've got the Magician. Ooh. The Tower. Okay. And the Seven of Swords. Well, actually, initially when I saw the Magician come up, I was like, no, you want that in your future, not in your past. But I think actually you've been working hard to manifest something. You've been working hard to make something happen. This could be anything. This could be you doing law of attraction. This could be you trying to manifest something, from like imagining it. Or it can be from you writing some music. It could be you creating some drama, or maybe while you've been in lockdown you've done some podcasting or YouTubing, or you've written a novel. You've just been using all of your talents at your disposal to create something, from your mind to reality. You've been putting yourself out there, putting your energies out there, and taking a few risks and trying to make something happen out of nothing. That energy is behind you, which speaks to me actually for a lot of you. You've actually successfully manifested what you were aiming to do. You finished the novel. Maybe you're editing it, but you've basically finished the first draft. You've put those few songs out for people to download on SoundCloud, and your podcast is on iTunes to download. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you've been actively doing, as I say, law of attraction, manifesting something, and your manifestation has turned up. You've done it. This is a good thing to see in the mirror as you drive away. The Tower, whatever's changed in your life. Now, a lot of people have had their Tower moment this year, that they've been sacked from their job. They've actually had coronavirus and been ill. If none of those things, have just been not able to get out into the office and they've had to work from home, and they haven't been able to travel, they haven't been able to socialise. That's behind you. So from your perspective, whatever's rocked your foundations and caused what was unstable in your life to be destroyed, it's gone, it's done, it's dusted, it's finished. It's like the worst is over. You've been left with the sturdy rock foundations that you've built your life on. So that speaks to me, family and friends, and sort of your own inner well-being. And the things that weren't particularly good for you in the first place have fallen by the wayside. And I just realised we've got the Tower twice. The Tower moment is behind you. And the Seven of Swords, so this is you worrying and stressing and having all these swords on your mind and not talking about it, keeping things private. Just focusing. This is why I'm sort of attracted to some of you been writing books and writing things down and getting your thoughts down. And, you, as I say, you could be writing music, podcasts. Some of you could be creative in the sense that you've been painting. but you've not really been open about it. You've not been talking about it. I mean, in one way, it reminds me of the fact of like my books, that I've been thinking a long time about them. They were in my mind, sort of, and I had to work on them to create them into being. I had to draw on an awful lot of different skills that I hadn't used before in order to write the books, get them published, tell you about them. And it was a big time because it was really sort of getting out of my comfort zone. And I didn't tell anyone about them for a while because I was working on it and I wasn't sure what was going to happen overall. But then I was ready to launch. So all that's in the past for me. So that makes sense. And that's a parallel I can draw, that there's something that you weren't open and talking about, but that's all in the past. You've actually made it happen. And the worst is over. And you can now sort of open up. Or you will be in the near future be able to open up about what's happened. These are the energies that are surrounding you at this moment in time and for the very, very near future. Four of Vessels, boredom. Yeah, because if you've had an interesting summer, effectively, it might feel like a bit of a deflation after the chaos of the Tower. Two of Arrows, injustice. And the Queen of Bows, hair. So what's surrounding you at the moment is, as I say, this sense of boredom, that you're not sure what to do next, I think. I think you've been very focused in the past on trying to make something happen, and now it's either happened and you're like, well, what do I do now? What do I do now? And I think you can't see your way forward, and I think this is what this card is saying, is that you feel stifled and imbalanced, and you can't see your way forward. You can't decide what to do next. What's your best option? What do you focus on next? You are the Magician. I mean, overall, if you're the sort of a magician type person, then that energy will never leave you. It's just a constant part of you. I think what it's saying is that you've been actively trying to make something happen in your life, and you've done that. So what's the next thing you're going to manifest for yourself? And you're in the energy of not knowing what to do next. And so that's only temporary. So I don't want you to feel worried about it. You will know what to focus your attentions on next in a short while. Because you're still a lovely, warm-hearted, caring person. You're still vibrant and attractive and have a lot going for you. You've still got a lot going. I think basically you're in you're a creative person that's in a lull, and it makes you feel bad to be in a creative lull, but you might just need to recharge your batteries a bit, and then suddenly inspiration will strike. Because you're just warm-hearted. There's a lot of warm-hearted protective energy. This is why I'm not so concerned about this sense of injustice. I don't think that you're having something happen to you that's lacking injustice. I think you just feel a bit blocked and confused, and I think that's probably because you don't see where you're going to go next. But if you're someone that survived a Tower moment, you'll survive anything. So this is not as bad as what you went through earlier. Whatever your Tower card represents for you, you've got through that. The worst is over, and whatever's happening now is just nothing compared to that. So don't feel any anxiety. You are full of power. So what's ahead for you now for the rest of 2020? Four of Winter, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation. The need for more sleep or a vacation. Well, I don't know how many people are going to be getting a holiday at the moment, but certainly what it feels like to me is that not much is going to be happening. It's like you've done the hard work, now you've got to wait for the rewards to come in. You can't really make a decision about what you want to do next. I do think solutions that come from meditation. I think if you're still trying to manifest your thing, like say you're still working on your book, say you're still writing that album, say you're still working on that podcast or that painting, you're still to carry on with that, but you might find it's just slower, that you're just going to carry on, and you need to make sure you relax and rest. Because I think some of you have been working too hard. So you need to meditate and still allow yourself to go into those thoughts and sort of develop your ideas more. The Empress, time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. Yeah, so I just get this feeling that for a lot of you, the success is coming, but you have to wait for it. So like if you're getting frustrated thinking, but I've done this, where's the audience, where's the job, where's the romance? It's coming, but you just have to be patient. And I mean, the success that allows for a life of luxury just seems heavenly to me, that you're going to get so much profit from whatever you're trying to get into your life. You're just going to live in luxuries. You're just not going to have to worry. So I think there's going to be a point where you're like, oh, now's the time, quick, now, because the Empress is all about abundance, and you know, she's just overwhelmed with, she's got everything she needs. It's all about growth. And it's like two contrasting images, because the Empress always to me means summery, sort of gathering in the harvest, but yet that is the winter scene of somebody in hibernation. So actually I see that for some of you, you're going to get these rewards and it's going to leave you time to take a step back and relax, because you've had quite an interesting, chaotic, intense year. And I think you are getting the rewards from your manifestation. I said I feel that what you've been trying to attract into your life or to create in your life, you have succeeded. And now it's time for the goods to come towards you. And the power of creativity. This is something that you've been doing from yourself. It's your creation. It's what you've envisioned for yourself. Whether it's you've envisioned getting qualifications in a career and getting a job in the career, you're facilitating it in your life. So it's coming. I want to reassure a lot of you, it's coming. You just got to let it come into your life. 3 Graces, cooperative ventures with friends, joy, sharing, new partnerships that are fun. So I think you're going to definitely get the opportunity to socialise with your friends, which we haven't been able to do an awful lot this year. So I think things are going to be, you know, ready for you to have something to celebrate with for a start, and meet new people. And as I say, build connections with people that benefit you. Maybe your creation will find a new audience. New people will be your friend because of it. You know, you meet a whole new bunch of people that you wouldn't have met if you hadn't done this thing. So yeah, don't worry about your social life. You're going to be meeting new people. So this is how are you going to start 2020? What's the energies around your life at the beginning, like in the new year? Queen of Swords. Okay, so you're speaking your truth. You're speaking your truth, and you're confident about what you have to say. You're not afraid to come out and speak your piece. Because I think you've come through a lot, and you know now. Well, like I said, I've got the feeling you will know what to do next. Even if there's a part where you have a lull and you're like, I don't know what to do next. And sort of, you can't do anything. But give yourself peace and quiet in order to allow the ideas to come to you. Then when they do, that's it, you're out there, you're doing it. Because like I said, you're going to suddenly get this, I know what to do now. And it's going to enrich your life and make you abundant in whichever form of abundance you desire. Yeah. Moving forward with strength, truth, honesty, and fearlessness. So whatever you've got to say, you'll be saying it by the new year. And you won't be afraid to do it. And you'll be speaking clearly, which is important. This is a fabulous reading, those of you that chose the Tower. You've been through a lot, you've learnt a lot, and you're moving forward. And I think really importantly for a lot of you, you need to hear that you are getting the just rewards. You're getting the rewards that you deserve for all that you've changed in your life. I think you've been really adaptable and really decided to overcome. You've decided to overcome and not fall. And so you will triumph and have your Empress moment of abundance and growth. and, you know, enough money, I would say, to live in luxury, or whatever that means for you. So there's your reading, those of you that chose number 2. I hope that it's helped you. I'll be really grateful if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'd really love it if you left me a comment and let me know how the reading resonated with you, and so on. But otherwise, I'm going to leave you with that. You please take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to me, and goodbye. Okie dokie, those of you that chose number 3, the child, this is your reading. Let's split these up into the portions I need them. So these cards represent the energies that that have left you or are leaving you. So if there's anything that sort of resonates as still being in your life at the moment, it's just the tail end of it. It's just finishing off a few things before it's completely gone. Maybe there's a deadline to meet or something. But you've worked through this, you've learnt the lesson, you've completed and fulfilled the karma, paid it back, or whatever. But it's gone, or just on its final, you know, way out. Rebirth. So that's Judgment. 9 of Pentacles. I mean, that's a card I like to see in the future. Princess of Wands. So, okay, so what's happened for the majority of the year is that you've literally been reborn. You've heard the call. So if there was something you were meant to learn from being in lockdown, or from having the world change because of coronavirus, you've learned the lesson, you've gone through it, you've made the changes, you've sort of like realised you were working too hard, or you realised that you had a poor life-work balance, or you weren't devoting enough time to your family or to finding love or your relationship, or you weren't working in a job that was for your highest good, or you were working in a job that paid you too little, and you suddenly had this revelation and you like, yeah, I wasn't happy the way I was living, actually. I much prefer this way of living, and then I'm going to change my life in order to make it happen. And within this, you were quite abundant, but also solitary. So she's got the 9 Pentacles, she's got the abundance, she's got the nice dress, she's got her pet bird, but the leaves are bare on the trees. She's not quite as abundant. It's just spring. It's just starting to grow. So she's still got further to grow. She isn't at the 10 of Pentacles. She isn't at the happy family stage. She's just self-sufficient and independent and has her luxuries, but she's alone. And I think that's what you're coming out of. I think a lot of you sort of just realised that in a way there was a spiritually it was you were a bit thirsty. What you were doing before wasn't completely good for you. Even if it was brilliant at one phase in your life, you're at a different point in life now, and you need a different type of life. And so I think it emboldened you and made you feel braver and more adventurous and more willing to get out there and learn lessons and see what life has to offer. You know, you could have travelled an awful lot. Travelled on your own, maybe you took a job that meant that you had to constantly keep travelling. Well, that's really brilliant. It widens your horizons and it gives you lots of opportunities, but it's incredibly difficult to maintain relationships with your friends and family and potential loved ones, partners, if you're constantly on the move looking for the next adventure. And I think for a lot of you, that's what you've realised, that for whatever reason, the life you were leading wasn't to your highest good. It wasn't completely good for you. And I think this urge to keep moving, to be a bit solitary, to focus on work and money, I think for some of you, isn't satisfying anymore. And you want now to have, I suspect, a different life, and you've realised that and you've learnt it. And so therefore you've learnt the lesson, and the energy is now leaving you because you're wiser. So what energies are in your life at the moment and in the very near future? This is sort of surrounding you at the moment. We've got the Queen of Vessels, Salmon, Ace of Bows, Spark of Life, and Page of Arrows Wren. So what's happening to you at the moment is that you are moving forward into something. You're moving, the salmon, she's trying to get home to where she was born to lay her eggs for, you know, for her children. And then in the future, they will make the same journey. They will, no matter how hard it is, they will go back to the point, her children will go back to the point where she laid the eggs. So you're trying to get back to something that I think that, like, to reconnect with your family, to reconnect with your childhood, to literally go back, some of you, to a place where you were very happy and where you thrived, and maybe even to buy a house in your old hometown. For others of you, what you're trying to get back to is what you originally planned. That what you originally wanted in life was to... maybe you didn't want this path. Maybe this was just part of what you wanted in life. Maybe you wanted a great career and a great family, but you've only ended up with one. I'm favouring, for a lot of you, you've only ended up with a great career. But for some of you, you have ended up with a great family, but realised that you wanted something else. But I'm going to be honest, I think 99% of you are the people that have pursued going off and having fun, having a career, or, you know, socialising and experiencing new things over having a family. And you've realised that, or something equivalent. And now you're trying to get back to what your original plan was. It's like, let me get back to the beginning of, this is what I wanted when I was younger. And I've satisfied half of my hunger, but there's still another half to deal with. And you're inspired. It's a spark of life. It's the Ace of Wands. You are wanting to move forward. Is it the Ace of Wands? Either way, it's a spark of life. You want to move forward. You're excited. You're full of vibrant energy. This is the fire in your belly to make it happen. So this desire to get overall what you want, what emotionally satisfies you, is unstoppable at the moment. You're really fired up to do it. But for all that firing up, you're still being cautious. You're being cautious because what you want is to not make a poor mistake. Sorry, that's the phone. Sorry about that. The annoying thing was, it was a scam. They're going to cut off our internet, which is a shame. So I better get this uploaded before they do. Oh, that's so frustrating. Anyway, you're not willing to take any unnecessary risks. So you're observing. This is the Wren. They're observant. They're quiet. They want a drink of water, but they're watching out for predators and things going wrong. And that's what you're doing. So if you've got your eye on a potential opportunity, you're not willing to make your appearance just yet. What you're working on is making sure that the way forward is safe, that the food you're going to go and eat is safe, that the water you're going to go and drink is safe to drink. The person that you quite fancy and like to ask out on a date is credible and who you think you could date. And I think you're just making sure everything's lined up to be a success. I think you're a bit of a risk taker, but not 100% of a risk taker. I think you're excited and you're focused at the same time, but strangely hesitant. Maybe you have tried in the past to not be alone, to actually, you know, have someone with you, and it hasn't gone well. In which case, don't, you know, let it destroy all of your opportunities. Carry on and move forward. So, what does the rest of 2020 hold for you? Balance. Take everyone's input into consideration. Merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time. There is no need to rush. Princess of Winter. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. Information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness. An indigo child or adult. The Littlest Fairy. Appreciate the beauty and value of the exquisite and small. So what's going to be happening? I think you are balancing out things. I still feel this energy of the Page of Arrows, the little wren, is that you're trying to resolve something. I think actually this feels more like an existential sort of revelation, that you sort of realise that the life you've been living was great, but now it's time for something new. So whatever's gone on in the past is no longer completely satisfying to you. It doesn't mean that you're going to abandon every aspect of your life, but you've just had this revelation, this recognition that it's time for you to now be reborn, to start a next phase in your life. You've heard the truth, and it's now time to answer the call that you have heard about yourself in your life. And so now you're slowly considering it, and that energy is not going away for the rest of the year. So you don't need to make any hasty decisions. You don't need to rush. You need to just sort of slowly discover new viewpoints, discover things, sort of match it up with what you would have thought in the past and what you're starting to think now, and seeing where the truth lies. You're mixing your emotions together. You're going to try and find a way that you can keep the lifestyle that you enjoy, of perhaps still travelling, of still taking on interesting jobs and taking risks, with the desire to also have roots and to have a good solid foundation in life. Of balancing out the need to have a nest to fly to in winter with the need to fly off to exotic climes in the summer, or vice versa. And so that's going to take some time, especially if you've lived this lifestyle for most of your adult life. It's going to take time for you to balance these things out, but there is a good solution there for you, and you just need to work your way towards it, balancing out, mixing the old with the new to find a brand new way forward for you. And there's going to be parts of this is painful. So some of you are going to have to look and accept that the choices you have made have been unhelpful to your own overall well-being. And I think the more that you ask people around you, like maybe you ask close friends and family, come on, be honest. What have I done to screw things up in the past? What about that job I took? What about that option I chose? What about that person I dated, or what relationship I was in? And they're going to speak the truth with kindness, but they're going to tell you the truth. And it's going to be painful for some of you. And for others of you, you're not speaking to others about it, but you're to yourself. And you're going to have to be honest and truthful with yourself. Remember to always be kind and understanding why you did the things that you did. And accept that sometimes you made poor choices. And there are some things about yourself and your life and perhaps what you're going to have to sacrifice in order to gain something else. It's going to be painful to you. That you're going to be like, oh, but no, but if you're only 50% happy now, you're running the risk of never being 100% happy or 90% happy, There's a lot to gain. And so it's telling you, I've got this feeling of big adventures, big risks, big exciting things. It's saying to you that you're going to find a lot of joy in the small things. And I get the feeling for a lot of you that lockdown is unusual for you. I'm not very much of a traveller. So actually lockdown wasn't too traumatic for me because I'm quite the homebody. But if you're somebody that likes to go out for meals all the time, that you like to travel a lot, you like to suddenly book a city break somewhere, it's going to have been really tough. And I think you sort of had this revelation that actually you can stay in one place for a certain amount of time and sort of enjoy yourself sort of in a more solitary way. But now, like, the world's starting to slowly open up, or is going to be moving towards opening up. You now have the benefit and the appreciation of the small in your life, of taking short walks in the countryside and taking the same walk repeatedly rather than going for hundreds of different walks in different places. And you've literally learned how to value the small things in life, and that's a valuable lesson. It's an important lesson. Now you can appreciate more things in life, the big and the small. And I think for a lot of you, that just speaks to me that you're not going to be travelling off an awful lot in the near future. I think you're going to be sort of restricted to where you are. But you're fine with that because you've learnt and you now value, Yeah, the exquisite and the small, you value and appreciate the small things in life. And I think some of you didn't before. So I'm really pleased for you. So, how will you begin 2021? This is sort of the new year for you and sort of like the very beginning of January. Ooh, Four of Cups. This is the after tarot, so it shows afterwards. And you're going to make a decision, basically. The Four of Cups is about meditating on options. The one cup was being held out in front of them, but they were looking at the three other cups. Well, a decision's been made and the water, the emotions have been poured away here from that cup. So some of you may have had an opportunity or something presented to you that you now reject. Others of you, it's the other way around, that you actually decide to take this opportunity and reject all the other ones. Because some of you have been in a phase that you've had opportunities that you've seen and you've been considering, but there was one right in front of you that you just didn't notice or were purposefully ignoring. You're going to deal with that. That by the new year, in the new year, you're like, okay, I'm going to let that situation, I'm going to let that option go. I'm not going to take that. It's gone. I'm going to focus on the three in front of me, or choose to take the opportunity, to choose to take the cup and deal with the emotions that that arise because of making that decision. It's really open, but you make a decision either to accept the opportunity or to reject it. And that's going to be different for all of you. But just be assured that for all this lull that you're still going to be having for the rest of 2020, by the beginning of 2021, you're a lot clearer about what direction you're facing and what you want and what you don't want. You know, this phase of being quiet, whatever, you're going to be. So it's only for the next sort of 3 months or whatever's left of 2020 from you watching it. And then it's sort of just going to fade and go off. Yeah, you're going to be clear on what to do. So I hope whatever choice you make, it works out for you. I'm sure it will. So that's your reading, those of you that chose number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate it if you liked the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'd really love it if you left me a nice comment. I really enjoy reading them. Let me know how it resonated with you, how it connects and all the rest. I'd really appreciate it and I look forward to reading it. So you please take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to me and goodbye.